Hello and welcome to the weekly Ergo AMA. Today with me, we have... Wait, what's your name? I forgot.
Hey guys, I'm MGpai. Super excited to be on again.
MGpai, aren't you that guy that was working on Ergo names?
Yeah,
How's that going,
I
sir?
still am.
It's such an intricate project, I bet. We're
Yes,
just
of course.
busting you right off the bat. What's new?
Oh, yeah, I've been trying to get some work in for good names. I definitely want to finish it off. I just been really busy with school. We just had midterms and all. So we have Thanksgiving coming up in the US in about a week and a half. So hoping to use that time to get more involved again in Ergo names. But we have Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I'm pretty confident I can finish it then because all our smart contracts are done. It's just off-chain stuff, getting the contracts to run itself, and that's all already has progress on it. So
Nice.
hopefully can have that going.
So it'll be a nice little Christmas present, you're saying.
That's my hope.
Fantastic. What else is new? How's Palmyra? How's Zengate? How's all that cross-chain business going with commodities and trading of them?
Yeah, no, it's going pretty well. A lot of progress. We keep onboarding new developers and scaling because there's just so much work to be done and so many opportunities to seize with RWAs. It's quite popular, especially in this in this new cycle, right? A lot of people are realizing that RWAs are really the path for like real world utility and involvement, right? Rather than just NFTs itself, right? Something a little more beneficial. So yeah, a lot of progress is being done. I think the community will be really happy. Again, I don't know how much I can say. It's not my control, so I'll just leave it at that.
You're not going to pull a Tom Holland and give away everything?
Hell no. I don't want Dan after me.
That's right. That can be pretty scary, can it? Oh, Dan's probably... No, he's awake, I'm sure, right now. It's pretty early over there. Nice. Well, what do you think of the... Are we in a bull?
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Bitcoin go across 90K, right? Again, it's always kind of weird though, right? From like 2022 or 2021, where like alts were also pumping, or it's really just Bitcoin. There were little liquidities, I guess, starting to flow into altcoins, but it's still not significant. Still, which is very surprising. Hopefully, we'll see at least something, right? When Bitcoin crossed its like original all-time high from 2021, it was still it was very stagnant, the altcoins, but now at least we are seeing something like 10%, 20%. So yeah, so maybe it's the small spark to something.
10%, 20% on what?
No, like across like most altcoins, yeah, like currently.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would say Ergo's performing quite a bit better than that.
Yes, yeah, of course.
At the moment,
yeah, but on
obviously.
average, I would say probably that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it's going to keep on kind of a trickle in flow, or it's going to be a season again where it just spanks out and you're like, whoa, there it goes, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows? But very happy with the Ergo movement, right? Coming back to what the price was about a year ago. So, hopefully the community can take advantage of this momentum. I'm very happy Rosen is doing that. I've been talking to Joe a lot about the progress for Rosen. We have Dogecoin coming up, and I don't know if you guys follow the U.S. news, but it seems that Trump has opened a new department called Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. So that's quite something. So I'm sure Doge will pump in the future.
I think it's up from 11 cents to 30 some cents last time I checked or something. So it's already 3 times. Absolutely.
Insane.
I won't comment on that. Crazy.
But we're going to leverage that, right? We're going to go to Doge.
Right.
And yeah, again, it's just like Bitcoin, so people don't have much to do there. So maybe we can convince them to leverage the Rosen Bridge and do something on other ecosystems with their Dogecoins. And then we're also getting Binance Smart Chain, right? And now I think we will start to see some fun. We've been seeing some transfers to Ethereum, but problem is it's very expensive. So having on Binance Smart Chain allows you for very similar environment with high liquidity, but much, much, much cheaper fees. And another cool thing I realized is Ethereum has their Binance Smart Chain bridge also coming out, so it might even be possible to like interact with Ethereum through each other's chains, because I think they can also bridge native assets, and since Rosen already bridges native assets, maybe it's possible to go to Ethereum without using Rosen, right? Using whatever bridge infrastructure they have, since they both connect to Binance Smart Chain. So that's interesting. I've been talking to some people, but that would be pretty cool to have working, right? I think definitely these UTXO blockchains needs to work closer together, right? Since there's just so few of them with less liquidity these days. So I think that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, and I think once I don't want to say more mainstream, but once people get used to the fact of crypto isn't just going to something like Robinhood on your phone and clicking and not having your own custody of your assets, and they get used to that, it's not going to be instant. I think it's going to be a long time before that happens. But I think you'll see a big spread out of liquidity across these decentralized bridges, as Rosen's goal is. So that's the hope. I mean, I think I think it's good that there are things like central exchanges around for people who want that comfort. But I think in order for the survival and the sustainability and the kind of unstoppableness of crypto, there has to be a healthy liquidity and a healthy amount of things like Uniswap, like those kind of decentralized exchanges, as
Yeah,
opposed to
yeah,
central exchanges.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, no, we don't feel like interacting with you, MGpai. Sorry. Or we don't like a country of origin that this person's from. Nope, that's it. Bye bye, kind of thing. So yeah, those
No,
decentralized things.
I mean, exchanges certainly already do that with U.S.
Yeah,
citizens,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, I was trying to. Speaking of that, I was trying to give a little plug out for Cyberverse right now, but Cyberverse, as some of you know, are working a lot cross-chain. So they've moved to Cardano. They are now working on the gaming chain, trying to get in there. It's called Ronin. And there's a vote up on the Ronin Discord right now. In order to be part of that, you have to have some Ronin in your Ronin wallet and connect it to the Discord, and then you can vote in Discord, kind of thing. A Discord DAO, I guess Joe Armenio likes to call them. So I downloaded the Ronin app to support Cyberverse, and I clicked the buy from fiat button directly. It's going to put in my card. And I was like, no, sorry, you're in the US. Womp womp. So,
Yeah, so common.
so I just pinged Dan this morning. I was like, Dan, can you send me a couple ADA so that I can simple swap them over to Ronin and then vote for those guys? So I suggest if any of you guys are, have you heard of Cyberverse? If you're up for supporting an amazing freaking Ergo project, that's actually a really fun game too. It's really simple. Just download a Ronin wallet, join their Discord, and use Simple Swap to go from ADA to Ronin. You can do a very small amount. You can do like 20 ADA, and you'll get a handful of Ronin on the other side, and then you can vote for them in the Discord. I think they're aiming to be in the top 13, and I think they're teetering on that. So any support
Oh
here,
yeah, let's help them out. Yeah,
would be
I'll
very,
help them
very
out.
helpful. Yeah. Oh, thanks. You have ADA?
Of course.
You told me you didn't. I'm just kidding. And what was I going to say earlier about what were we talking about? Liquidity. I can't remember. What's new in the SIGs? We have, if some of you have noticed, we found a guy named from the drama a couple weeks ago, We found a guy that came forward and was like, "Hey, I'll help you run the account," and that's Super Geometry. He is doing an amazing job at the SIG's Twitter. So if you guys are seeing that and appreciating that, please interact with that account and talk to it. I think he's done a post almost every day now, and good posts, giveaways, those kind of things. He's also put up a vote for, I think, 100 ergs giveaways per month, so he can kind of design these giveaways to get engagement on that platform and get people interacting. So that's really awesome, very active. I'm trying to repost as much as I can from the main account that is suitable, but yeah, so that's fun. We are also in the midst of getting a new multi-sig in the Sigmanauts. The issue with the current multi-sig is it's made up of early members, and those early members are not always in the ecosystem hanging out. So when we want to do a transaction, it takes quite a while. I think this last one took 2 weeks, and it failed because we weren't on the same version of Minotaur. MGpai, that reminds me. Where's what is it? Minar Finance? What's the name of it?
There's a Moria.
Moria Finance. Where's Moria? Is it ready for us? Come on. Moria Finance, for those that don't know, is a very awesome web interface for a multi-sig. It's kind of like a Cardano Roundtable, if you guys have seen that, but it's very simple. You go there, you connect your own wallet, which is your own part of the multi-sig, and then you put in other wallets, and they can go there, they can connect and sign, and it's does like a round robin. It lets you know who's next and that kind of thing. So it's a really cool project for you did for Ergo Hack 2 Ergo hacks ago.
Yeah. A few,
cool.
a few Ergo hacks.
Yeah, super
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I would
maybe that'll be Easter or something, or spring break.
I think possible over Christmas, because I need a Nautilus, like an updated version of Nautilus, and Nemo has been working on it. So I think it should be out pretty soon. I don't know if you guys have been following, but Captain Nemo's been doing a lot of updates for Nautilus wallet. Yeah. It's really, really good now. Especially the UI, you got transaction history, and now like even better, like transaction submissions called chain transactions. So we're definitely getting upgrades, and it's preparing for sub blocks. So they've been doing really good work. So I'm sure. So I think they've been a bit busy doing trying to do my interaction, because it's very cryptography heavy, which is boring for anyone. So but I think they'll have it. So Nemo told me that they'll get on it.
Right. The new version will show incoming transactions that you can then send before they're even out of the mempool, right? You can chain transactions, so something can come in and you can be like, "Oh crap, I sent it to the wrong wallet. Let's send it."
No, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, developers could always do that, but we need a good interface so anyone can do that, right? So
exactly.
That's a challenge.
Yep. Yeah, that is neat. So the multi-sig, we put in a vote to Padilla to have some new multi-sig members that are very active Sigmanauts. I believe it's Louis Vatra, CW, Mark the Shark, Jake the Snake, and Cannon. Louis Vatra, CW, like Jake the Snake, Cannon, myself, and I think that's it. There's 7 of us. So once that vote passes, it should pass later today, I believe, unless a big no brigade comes up. We'll create the multi-sig in a little ceremony with wine and cheese, maybe some sausage. And then we'll send one big transaction from the old multi-sig to the new one. And then we'll talk about eventually, the eventual goal, guys, is that we fully rely on Padilla. But as Padilla is just moving out of beta into non-beta, production, it's still, we only hold maybe a couple thousand ergs in there just to be safe in case something really bad happens. Like I think in the beta, guys, we had a vote going on, and I made the vote, and luckily I didn't attach any money to it as a reason. Well, I guess that wouldn't have mattered, but I made the vote, and it Louis didn't use he used a greater than sign instead of a greater than less than equation. So the vote could never reach consensus because I set it to that's what I did. I made a vote that would change the the configs to have more of a consensus. And that Louis wrote us immediately. He was like, guys, that's going to break your DAO because you're never going to be able to get any money out of it because you're never going to be able to get greater than 100, essentially. And so the new version that he wrote actually has the greater than less in there. So you can do those kind of things and they shouldn't fail. But yeah, so we're just being cautious there. Once we fully trust it, you'll see most of our funds flow into Padilla there for that kind of group management as opposed to something happening on Padilla. And if it's more than a couple thousand ergs we need to pay out or a special token that we have in the treasury, then it's up to the manual trust there to say, yes, we're seeing the vote and we're going to obey the vote and go from there. So yeah, soon, super, super exciting. Love Padilla. I guess we should talk. What's that?
That's awesome. That's awesome that Padilla is out. I think it's been in development for almost 3 years, right? 2.5, 3 years. So that's a really big milestone, especially for Louis Watra and the team behind it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about real quick the announcement yesterday about ErgoPad, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
Marty is kind of winding down at least his oversight of ErgoPad and Connecta, I believe, both IDO platforms on Cardano and Ergo. And I was talking to you last night about it. I think, Ergo is so, I don't know what the term for is it, but we have so many options on how to non-KYC these kind of token launches that Padilla, not Padilla, ErgoPad and Connecta, I imagine, have a tough time competing with that kind of thing. You can come in and lock your tokens, do some other stuff. We're working on Sigma lock with you guys as well, which you can do it through. Um, it's a tough call there. So I feel for Marty. I feel for that, but he did offer that, right? It's code that he can let anybody use and keep spinning up. So if the SIGs want to
completely open source.
Yeah, if the SIGs want to take it over and have it there just so people can unstake that still won't come around for 6 months, then that's fine. I don't imagine it's too hard to keep that up. But the tough part is, right, managing all the KYC in the back end and doing that. I imagine that is a thankless, hard kind of thing to do.
Yeah, it's a very big headache. So yeah, I don't blame him, right? It was when you got this state of the community, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. All right. Let's see. Anything else in the SIGs? We've had I think that's it. Why don't we jump to questions and we can go off that. Let's see what we have. All right, let's see. We have HQ says good muning. That's very clever. HQ from Mu Finance. We have Ahmet says, do you like the QX Turkey group? Is there a specific QX Turkey group? Or are you asking if I like the Turkey group?
There's a Turkey group.
There's a Turkey group. It's like at least the one that I was sucked into a couple months ago, maybe 6 months ago, felt like a mix between Gulag and the old bad baseless kind of thing, right in between there. It felt like the outcasts from baseless before they got put into Gulag. At least the group I was in. I wasn't in. I don't know if I was in an official Turkey group, but there were some pretty angry people in there. But then there were also some good people that reached out to me on DM and said, "Hey, don't listen to this guy. He's just being crazy." And he's so you get a mix of everything. But I haven't been in there in a while. Maybe I'll check it out again. Matt, we'll see. We'll see what it's like. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a good question from Wombo22. Hi, MG. How's it like being in the EF? Anything you can share from an insider perspective for others wanting to look in?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, EF, it's very, very good to get oversight and understanding of their operations and all. And I would say a lot of cool things that we, or at least that I get to do as part of EF, is on some development proposals. So EF is open to anyone submitting a proposal for like making the ecosystem better, or and more specifically like development wise, right? Like make a better infrastructure. For example, we support like Sigma Explorer or something along those lines. It's an Explorer by PGR, and it is a really good Explorer, a very good UI, and it has a completely different backend built from the ground up. The Ergo Explorer, it just uses the same API as the normal main Explorer, but this new Explorer, Sigma Explorer, it's completely done from the ground up. So it's very impressive, and it has the best performance. It's definitely the fastest and most scalable Explorer we have today. And that's one of the projects that we help sponsor for hosting and all, because that it gets expensive when you need it to scale. And we help out Stability Nexus, right, with their protocols such as Gluon. And yeah, a lot of projects. What is it? Cyberverse as well. We helped out. So that's really cool. We get to vote. There's also a bunch of projects that we can't, right? But we try to help them if they have impact on the overall ecosystem. I think a recent one is the Sigmanauts mining proposal. So I think that's very interesting, and I'm supportive of it. So we're still waiting to achieve a consensus on that, because it's a good chunk of funds that they requested. But I believe mining is an integral part of Ergo, right? And we really ought to push for mining in this when we have this momentum, because there's really like no good GPU mineable coins at the moment. Maybe like one or like two, but they're all like new blockchains, so like you don't have much trust, or they're just not
Or
very hard.
functionality.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they're just tokens that you mine, right, on
Yeah.
other blockchains, which is also just as much more useless, right? It's just a mineable meme coin at that point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ergo has a huge gap to fill. So hopefully Sigmanauts are doing a great job at trying to claim it.
And to speak of that, Mark, for I think a day or so, on Monday the 11th, released the his technique for mining Rosen tokens or ecosystem tokens. So the way it works is you point to the pool, you go to the dashboard where the stats dashboard and the payout dashboard. So you go to that, and there's a mint button, and on that mint page you can choose, I want all Rosen tokens, or I want all Rosen Bitcoin, or I want all Rosen ADA, or I want all CYPX, or I want all ERGs. And then you can say, I want you to pay me out when it reaches the equivalent of 20 ergs or 50 ergs. So for the big miners, they're not getting their wallet dusted every every time we get a block. So you can set that there. But then the cool thing is too, is you can set percentages. So I can say, look, I want 10% of my token in CYPX because I love Cyberverse. I want 50% in ERG, and I want 20% in Gluon Gold. So you can actually mine gold. It's like this thing. And so then you just leave that NFT that mints in your wallet, and Mark Software will scan your wallet and do your payouts based on that. So it's super, super cool. He had it on for, I think, 2 days, and then pulled it back and turned on Minecore payments again. He's just got a couple more tweaks to do. Sometimes when you're doing stuff in testnet, and even if you have a couple of people using it, there's so many things that you don't get like you would from the main group and 45 people banging against it, kind of thing. So of course, that's a beauty of the Sigmanauts DAO, mining DAO, is that everybody that there, for the most part, is in agreement that this is a community-run mining pool, and we're all there to test it. We're all there to push kind of the boundaries and do that. So that's super cool that we have that platform to do that on, and that we have somebody like Mark the Shark to do those kind of new things and testing. So that's also kind of what the proposal is for the EF that Mark put out there. As well as kind of utilizing Ergo mining as an education tool for other miners and other non-miners. So a big project there, super cool. I hope the funding comes through for them. because I think that's wildly important. I mean, we're a proof of work chain. It's how we secure our damn network. We need to
Yeah.
make sure that people know why it happens and how it happens and make it cool, you know. I mean, mining core has been the same, or mining pools have been the same like forever, right? You know, now that we're doing storage rent and this kind of swap in the middle, like that's like super cool. There's like there's what to no not what to mine. What's that mining site that you can CPU mine like Bitcoin even kind of thing? It's like a swap site.
Nice hash.
No, nice hash. I can't.
Two miners.
No. There's a specific site you go to, and you can mine whatever coin you want with whatever card you want, and it swaps in the background for you. But people have gone there and tried it.
Unmineable.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And the fees are just absolutely outrageous. You know, when you're dealing with a small margin when you're mining, you got to be careful with those fees because it's going to eat into your damn thing. So Mark is very it's positioned it very competitively. Yeah, HQ says unmineable. Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, so competitively. So that's super cool. The other cool thing about the mining is that we've been getting a lot of notice on socials, on Twitter, saying, holy cow, Ergo is like number 2 or number 1 in the profitable coin now to mine, when it was up around 130, which I think it's around 124 right now. So we're in that threshold there where I see people saying, oh, I'm firing up my GPUs again, I'm pointing to Ergo again, kind of thing. So that's really, really exciting to see.
100%.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Who do we have here? Ahmet wants to know if Kushti got mad at him. That's why he's not here. I don't think Kushti stays too mad for too long, but no, he didn't get mad at you. Andy explained in the next bit there. Oh, here we go. We got Jonas, if he's European, Jonas. Keystone wallet soon. That's a PGR 456, right? I think he said by the end of the year recently. He said for sure.
Yeah. Currently, we're blocked by a library, a Rust library. What is it? There's some like issue with one of the Sigma Rust's like how the code works. So we have another developer, I think Dursek, who works on the Rust. So he's trying to fix that up. So as soon as he fixes that up, PGR can continue the Keystone work he's been doing. Again, it's some like cryptography thing, right? Which is quite time consuming and tedious.
And for those, PGR is a guy who also did SigmaSpace.io, the new Explorer. So just so you guys are aware of what his capabilities are. Super, super cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to buying a Keystone wallet. They look pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
At least the paper like one, right? With the paper, the e-ink screen looks really, really cool. Right now I use, let's see, where is it?
Pleasure.
Is this a nano or something? I don't know. But this is pretty good. But the issue is when we do a refill of the guard wallet. Are you doing this, or is this LGD?
For Cardano, it's LDG.
LGD.
I don't know. I forget. I mix it.
Are you serious?
Luca.
Oh boy. Okay. So it's LGD. The funny thing is, when you do that, they're like, you have to verify like 15 outputs. So you're literally like with your little two fingers going button, like so many times, because you have to view it, verify it, then say yes and slide over, and you have to do that like 10 sometimes. So while this is cool and functional, it definitely hurts for those bigger things. So it'll be nice to use Keystone for that kind of thing. I guess you can already for Cardano, right?
Yes.
So I could get that up there in the pipes and test it. Yeah, cool.
You should, yeah.
I should. You want to send me one, MG?
Send you the link.
That's generous of you. We've got Ahmet is on fire today. Like third question asked. Is Kraken listing imminent? Well, I mean, at this point, after that leak on the Sigmanauts Twitter, whoever that was, we fired them. They're no longer working for the Sigmanauts Twitter anymore. That's why you have super geometry there. You know as much as we do at this point. That means that we're on their short list. They have a backlog of things on their short list, so we're at their whim essentially when they decide to look further into us and put that work in. That being said, I still DM Mark on Twitter, little sweet nothings. I think my last DM was that I couldn't stop thinking about him, and gave him a Willie Nelson YouTube link. Always on my mind. He left me unread this time. Usually he answers me, so that's I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful he left me unread for a reason. So usually he writes, yeah, it's on the backlog. You know, nothing, no news yet, kind of thing. So we'll see. I'm hoping these central exchanges at some point will think, you know, in order for our survival, because these meme tokens, right? These meme chains, like you saw the post from Mark the other day. He's like, "Oh, I can finally retire. I got dog with hat listed in the U.S. or something," and like I can imagine Mark coming home from work and he sits down and his wife and kids are like, "Mark, did you change the world today?" And Mark's like, "I did. I brought dog with hat to the U.S. for purchasing," and they were like, "That's amazing." So in all serious, so I think eventually these central exchanges, when this kind of money runs out, if it will, or when it burns down a little bit, we'll eventually see that there's value in listing something that's unstoppable, that's sustainable, that has an amazing community, like Proof of Work Ergo, like other projects as well that are similar. And they'll see a value in that. And and then at some point, of course, when wash trading on exchanges becomes a little more, I don't know, legal or whatever that's going to be, perhaps they'll be forced to actually invest in things and onboard things that are legal and are organic. So that's my hope there of our overall kind of thing. But then my crypto cyberpunk hope is that they all burn up in a fire and they go away. and we rely on decentralized exchanges and fiat on ramps direct into the ecosystems for that kind of stuff. So my word to the central exchanges are, be nice to be on there, but hopefully you guys can get with the times and start backing projects that are sustainable, legal, and are organic. So that's my message to them. All right, let's see. Here we go. This is from Odi Boha. I hear Cardano will build a layer 2 partner chain where BTC will be the token. Wouldn't it make sense if Ergo joins the effort? The new chain would be a partner chain on Cardano and a layer 2 on Ergo? Question mark. Are you talking about Bitcoin OS? Is that a whole nother that's another layer kind of thing? Yeah, I mean, we already have that functionality, right? You can bring your Bitcoin over to Ergo and do whatever the hell you want. You can bring your Bitcoin over to Cardano, do whatever the hell you want. You can bring your Bitcoin to Ethereum and do whatever you want. I mean, I get I get the idea, but I don't see if we already have that functionality. Of course, it's an open system, whatever anybody wants to do, but we already have that functionality as far as that goes, right? In some parts. What's your thoughts, sir? Are you paying attention?
Yeah, I think their technology is interesting. They use ZK proofs instead of a multi-sig bridge, which is very like I think new. It's not many people have done it, but it's very convincing, right? The idea is you don't even need any multi-sig trust, right? You just have to like trust like one person or something like that, and you can make that yourself, right? That's the whole idea behind the bridge. So I think that's very interesting. Also, you got to remember Cardano has so much of money, so much of developers, right? So they can do so much compared to us. We're just basically hobby developers, except for Christy. So there's not too much we can do. But I will say that whatever layer 2 they achieve, Rosen will be able to bridge to that.
Right. Didn't Kushti at some point during one of the Ergo hacks, 2 Ergo hacks ago, develop some sort of messaging or consensus mechanism
Yeah,
where
he did.
he read Bitcoin proofs and verified them on the Ergo chain?
Yes, he did.
So is that a similar thing that they're doing with their tech? Is it the same kind of thing or no?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's more advanced, right? But I guess the ideas were quite similar.
Right. It's like Kushti's like Rule 34. Do you know what Rule 34 on the internet is?
Oh yeah, the artwork thing. Yeah.
It's this is not a PG show, MGpai. It's all right. Rule 34 states that if it exists, there's porn of it on the internet, right? So Kushti is like a Rule 34 of crypto space. If it exists out there, Kushti's probably done it 6 months ago. There's got to be a Kushti Rule 34 or something like that. That's usually the case. Oh yeah, I did something like that a couple years ago when Ergo first came out. Yeah, it didn't work out, and this is why. So we did this kind of thing. The common thing you hear from Kushti. All right, let's see what we have here. We have Beoki saying good night from Indonesia. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a question for you, MGpai. Let's see how much time you're spending deep in the ecosystem. HQER wants to know your thoughts on Mu Finance, which I imagine includes like the utility tools that they have, the shop that they have, the mart that they have. That's the physical site as well. Their kind of staking tiers where you can get discounts on listing things based on how much you're staking, and also like zero. I think they have revenue sharing as well in those tiers as well. Kind of thing. So all built in there. What do you thought? Oh, also escrow service, right? You can, I can go there. I can put something in a package and put your address on it, and then you can come pick it up if you pay the fee that I say that's there. What are your thoughts, MGpai?
Yeah, of course. I think it's very cool, and I'm glad that people are spinning up new projects in the ecosystem. I think they're trying to fill up a gap that Ergo Dex kind of left us. Right, they're not really maintaining much on Ergo. I mean, they built a lot of cool tooling already, but it's good that it's the power of open source, right? If it dies, the community can always take over, and I think that's what we are seeing that's happening. I know I heard that I think Cup of Sugar is selling on that the marketplace, right? So I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, he's selling
cool.
he's selling like organic honey on there as well. Sigmanauts have
Awesome,
some shirts
and
listed still and some hats.
the merch,
Yeah, and then we have I posted these guys.
Oh,
so if anybody, I posted them for 75 erg and what's it called? They're Radeon 7s. One of them doesn't post on Windows. The other one runs fine. I ran it for a day at 75%, and just needs a little fan work. That's all. So 75 ergs, and you can get 2 Radeon 7s, which cool. I guess if nobody buys it, I'll lower it down. I just want to get them out of here, and I want to get people pointed towards Mu. So it's more of a experience kind of thing. But they're sitting on the side of my desk, ready to be boxed up for anybody that wants them. So it's super cool that you can go there and get approved and sell actually physical merch. Super neat. All right, let's see. Oh, Wombo, what are your thoughts on Ergo needing memes? So I talked to Kushti about this last week, right? And unofficially got Kushti's idea of what memes are, right? MGpai, I'll let you start. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I think of course, right? That's how you gain what is it, like viral posts. So I think Joe's been doing a good job, right? He's been posting.
Oh, he's been killing it with those 2 videos, right? Like the wedding video from was that old school? What was that? That was old school. The wedding video with the Will Ferrell, and then the show where the Sal guy from Breaking Bad. Beats the crap out of everybody on the bus. Absolutely that was fantastic. Good. Yeah, I think the first one, the first video with Will Ferrell got I think 10,000 views, or something like that. So really, really good exposure. I wrote Joe, I was like, that's great. And he's like, is that good? I was like, for not having breasts, Joe, that's a pretty good post. I mean, it's true, right? It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
true.
of course, of course. I told Joe to make it shorter, right? Because if it's too long, then you lose attention. I think what 5-10 seconds is much better, right? Because if people like it, they'll spend that much time, right? You have to grab attention in the first few seconds. Uh, but yeah, I know it's very good. I'm glad he's doing it. It's a good way to convey his point.
Yeah, yeah. And you'll start seeing slowly, kind of not like crazy memes, but you'll start seeing slowly some more um, kind of not official, but more appropriate memes from the main Ergo account, perhaps, until people
Very
get really
nice. Yeah,
pissed. But we'll see. Right now, Super Geometry is doing a great job from Sigmanauts. He's got a lot more leeway to post kind of, crazy content. So he's doing that and filling that role greatly. Greatly, I
perfect.
sound like Donald Trump. Um, and we'll try to start, interacting that from the main account too with memes. So we'll see how it goes. If you have good ones, send them to us, and we'll see what we can do. All right, let's see. Um, Wendy Moon. Hi, Wendy. Wendy is a frequenter. Is there any way to swap between ERG and BTC and keep it off exchanges? Just do it in your wallet wrapped or BTC wallet? Why, yes, of course. Right? We have you can do it on any chain, right? There's a lot of liquidity in where's the most BTC liquidity? Is it in Cardano or is it in
I think Cardano, but I'm not sure. I haven't messed with it. I have no reason to go to VTC.
let me see. But yeah, of course, Wendy, you can go to let me go to ErgoDex right now while I'm talking. You can go right from BTC through Rosen to wrapped BTC and set it right in your Ergo wallet. That way you don't have to hit ErgoDex. Or right now you could, let's see what the slippage is. If I want to swap 1,000 ERG, yeah, if I want to swap 1,000 ERG on ErgoDex right now without even touching Bitcoin and just get Rosen BTC, you'll take a 7.8% hit on liquidity. So liquidity is not that high on ErgoDex, at least, or me finance using the same smart contracts. So your best bet would be definitely to send it over the bridge, most likely if you have more than that, and just hold on to that Rosen BTC in your Ergo wallet, knowing that you have the security of Rosen Bridge and the security of another proof of work chain. I always thought it was interesting that, and I mentioned this with Joe quite a bit in our talks, maybe late at night when we were drinking whiskey on the live versions of the dev updates. I thought it was interesting that people would want to send their Bitcoin to something like Ethereum. I get that there's a lot of liquidity there and a lot of financial tooling, but I feel it's literally like taking your money out of a bank and just leaving your wallet and walking through the market, essentially, Whereas Ergo has developed a massive amount of tooling that lets you interact with it right from the bank and the security of that kind of thing, or essentially walk around with a safe in your pocket, kind of thing. So I always thought it was interesting that that's not a thought like I'm actually going to a less secure chain, essentially, from something like Bitcoin. So I always thought that the allure of at least Ergo and the financial tooling that we have would be like we are not compromising any security by going over to Ergo and using the financial tooling there. So exactly. I think that's something we need to try to sell a little bit more as well for that. Let's see. Answered that already. Oh, here's a hype one. You like hype questions. A big 3D says, question to both of you. Do you guys think Ergo can hit top 20 this bull market like Dan believes? Like Dan believes. We got to check in with Dan. I'm going to send him that one.
Yeah, if Dan believes it, I certainly believe it.
I think anything can happen. I'm not trying to predict anything, but if I think Ergo at least has the ability to shine in the manner of security and the tooling that's there already, the lending protocols, the I mean your let alone your freaking NFT release platform is awesome. All the projects we have that are ready and fully baked and ready for customers, essentially. There's no reason.
And sub blocks, you guys aren't ready for that. It's going to
Yeah,
be really good,
yeah,
right? The speed. I mean,
gonna
that's
be
a big
huge.
missing piece.
Hang on, MGpai, do you have your hat?
Oh, that's a bit far away.
There we go. Make mining great again. Um, yeah, I think we're primed for it. I think we definitely have the ability to be there and have sustainability there. The question just is the rest of the space ready for that are going to realize that. So we can't predict it, but
No, my like assumption is that Ergo closely follows Cardano, right? So if Cardano does well, I'm certain Ergo will do well. They always move so super close to each other. So I know Cardano is going to do well for sure. They've been doing really good stuff lately. So I'm certain Ergo is going to go up much more.
you heard it right there, folks. That's not with your EF hat on, though. That's with your community developer hat on. You said that.
Yes, yes.
Right. Perfect. All right. All right. Good timing. Kilver, our buddy Kilver. If you miss, Kilver hasn't streamed in a while. Kilver, have you streamed in a while? Where are your streams been, buddy? Maybe I've just missed it. But Kilver's been an avid Cyberverse player, community member, and streamer of Cyberverse. Do you guys think now with Trump being so crypto friendly, we will see a new PoW mining resurgence? You know, I regardless of political standings there, I will say, I think I said it in the last AMA, prepare to be not surprised, but prepare to be like, from what I know about my experiences with being an American or United States citizen and having Trump as president for 4 years, and what he promised before campaigns and what he delivers on some of these things. Some of it's hype, right? Some of it's just to get voters kind of thing, but you got to look at actions. So the facts are that he's brought on your buddies Elon Musk, right? Who is fairly, I don't know if is Elon considered crypto friendly. With Elon,
I mean, he's not
like,
against it.
no, he's not against it, right? But I
don't know if he's like friendly. I don't know. He's really weird. Like I don't know why he like.
know, yeah. It's
Like why
he
does
promotes,
he just does Doge? Like I think it's more of like personal amusement for him, right? Because he's
Yeah,
just
you
so
gotta-
rich that like
Right.
he gets bored, right? So
I really
don't
feel
know.
that way, MJ. I do. I feel like if you ever finish a video game, think of it this way, and then you put in the cheat codes, you just get bored after a while, and you start throwing people off cliffs or shooting people up in crazy stuff. Like
Yeah.
you just do crazy stuff. So I wonder if Elon.
And I think
suffers
he's
from that
legit
at all.
bored. Like I think some people try to say he's like manipulating the market. Like but he's a billionaire. I don't think he cares.
No, I think he
Like,
likes
I think
just
he can
poking
buy Doge.
shit,
Like,
right?
I think he has more money than the market cap of Doge or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
market cap of Doge is like what 30-40 billion. Or he bought Twitter for more. So like, I don't think he's trying to manipulate anything. He's just
No, yeah. So he's definitely poking stuff. So I hope. I still have a worry that those kind of things, with how he talks about Doge and those things, like what's the utility of Doge right now, right? Is there any utility in Doge?
no.
No. So I mean, he's obviously promoting something for the social aspects and the idea of, I guess, a currency that's you can spend on the chain. I guess I don't know. So I think overall it's obvious that people believe that Trump is going to be good for crypto, based on the price of Bitcoin right now and some altcoins. But I think it's my jury's still out for me. Verdict's still out. On the holistic approach of how crypto is going to be seen by the administration. Is it going to be seen as this? I mean, goodness sake, Trump came out with his own fucking token, right? And it's
Yeah, that was
70%
weird.
down. Like, come the hell on! Like, they're obviously riding the same kind of speculative market that most of crypto is. So, is it good for crypto? If you ask me that question, as in, oh, I guess it's PoW mining resurgence. We totally missed the point of the question. But in general, I think Trump is going to be good, perhaps, for the speculative side of crypto. Do I think he's going to be good at real organic adoption of chains that are actually making a difference and doing something? Maybe that's a side effect there, my opinion only. But well, we get to see. He's not even in office yet, guys. Let's talk in January. But proof of work mining resurgence. I think all it takes for a proof of work mining resurgence is the price of Ergo to go up, and then people are going to mine the shit out of it, right? That's it. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Wombo says there's another fish in the CQX. Don't worry. Oh, Mark, because I was trying to seduce Mark from Kraken. Right. Oh, yeah. FC Cannon. MG. Zengate going to launch a coin or project? Do you know any timing?
Oh, again, I can't say.
That's is it on? It's not on. It has, what's it called? The IDO they did. People don't have the coins in possession, right? Or the tokens in possession. They have just the vesting tokens.
Yeah, it's just like a pre-sale or something, right? They have rounds of that, so definitely I can say we're having more pre-sale rounds or round. I don't know how many more, but yeah, that's certainly available. And again, I don't think it's open to U.S. citizens. You have to have different passport if you want to participate. I think, but I'm not completely sure. I know the past ones were not open to U.S. citizens.
All right. Let's see, what else do we have? We won't comment on that one. I think Kilver says quality content right there when we were talking about Rule 34. Thank you, Kilver. Appreciate it. Any news from Sky Harbor team about the work on the marketplace? Kilver, I don't know if I said this the other day, but I think mid last month I pinged Quaka, sorry, during the EMA, and he didn't get back to me till after. But he says the front end UI version 2 is finished and in testing. We'll be releasing the open source code when deployed. The backend is being worked on, and there's not much work left, so the dev is still slowly chipping away at it. Was a report from Quaka. So that'll be nice when that's up. As I said, when it's up, we're hoping that we can organize the SIGs to kind of take it over and manage a front end version of it from that open source code and use it as a treasury revenue stream, as well as maintain it so that we can have a dev that can continuously work on it and make it better. Wombo wants me to do the dance, QX, like them. The Dan dance. Dan does a great job at it. He's very good at it. Kilver says that he's moving into a new house, so he hasn't streamed in a bit. He's going to start again in 1 to 2 months.
Congrats.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, guys, I've been put, what's it called? I put some liquidity into Trade House on the Rosen side. I think I put only about maybe a couple hundred ergs worth on the Rosen side, and for Rosen erg pair, as well as maybe about 200 ergs worth of CYPX in there as well. I encourage all of you guys to go to Trade House and just put your project tokens in there, or SigUSD or something. Just get a little bit in there. That's a great opportunity. That's a great place for people to come and swap, where they want to be able to visually see and kind of control their slippage. They can say, I'm going to set an order here and only take it at this price. And then if it matches, then it's great. If not, then maybe they'll come up to your price. But it's a good tool. We're going to try to push it more on the auction house Twitter, as well as try to retweet from the main account and SIG's account. But we need to get liquidity. That's the big thing. That's what attracts people to these DApps, and that's what keeps things pumping. So please, if you can, don't let that stuff burn a hole in your wallet. Nautilus or your Terminus or your Minotaur. Go ahead and use it. Put it out there. Even if you, so let's say you're just like, I don't want to sell any of my CYPX. I don't want to sell any of my Mu Finance token, or Mu's not on Trade House, but you get the idea. That was a big thing for me too. So don't then put it at like 10% above Ergo. So remember, the way the order book works is you're not selling when you put in an order to sell, you're not selling your CYPX or your Rosen or whatever for a dollar amount. You're selling it for an Ergo amount, right? So you don't have to touch that. Let's say the price of Erg goes up, right? Your order in the price of your token that you've matched it with doesn't go up with Erg, right? So now nobody's going to buy that thing because it's way too expensive compared to the price of Erg, because you're still asking for one Erg for 1,000 tokens, and if Erg goes up and the token doesn't go up with it, you're asking for a higher valued Erg for the same amount of tokens, so that you don't have to worry about switching it. You don't have to worry about losing or anything like that. You can take it off and put it back there. So the idea is, if they both raise similar, which if anybody follows CoinGecko in their portfolio or anything like that, any of their portfolio towards like what's the Ergo one? What's the Ergo one that Louis made?
Crooks Finance?
Crooks Finance, yeah. Anybody's a portfolio too like that, you'll notice that most of the time, on average, over a series of days, these guys all raise, right? Ergo raises up, rising tide raises all ships kind of thing. So your token rises up. But the cool thing is, once in a while, you'll get tokens that go a little above, go a little below, and catch up. So that's where you'll get those deals that people will come in and buy. So if you're worried about selling your project token, then set it at 10% higher, because if it spikes or Erg dips and the project token stays up, then that's a good opportunity that'll come in and do that, and you're not losing money essentially, kind of thing. And then you can always buy it back if you want to. But in short, use Trade House, use the order book system.
And provide liquidity.
Yeah, provide liquidity. That's the big thing. That's why, we look at these other chains and we're like, why is everybody, using these chains? There's barely anything on there to do, kind of thing. Well, they're using them because there's a massive amount of liquidity in the ecosystem, right? So you can do a swap and you're not losing 5% on anything. So in Ergo, we don't have that. We don't have the big VCs that are going to be pumping liquidity into these kind of things yet. So it's up to us, right? In all it takes, there's 10,000 people in chat, guys. If everybody in chat how many in the Ergo chat? Do we know? Hang on, let's see. 11,435 people in the Ergo chat just on Telegram side. If everybody puts in one Erg and 1,000 CYPX or 1,000 Rosen and a couple Ergs, that's just a tiny amount. In that order book, you're going to have $10,000 or $20,000 worth of depth in those order books. It just takes a little bit from everybody. That's it. That's it. And that's our weapon against this kind of thing. That's our answer to one dude or woman in Ethereum who puts in $1 million, of liquidity somewhere. We have to do this individually. It doesn't mean that you have to put in $10,000. It's just small amounts combined with everybody's effort, and we have the same effect, guys. That's all it's going to take. All right, what do we have? Well, we're at 9:05. Since you joined 5 minutes late, MGpai, that's the hour.
Wonderful.
Anything closing, MG? Are you missing class for this?
No, we're an hour behind our daylight savings, right? So no classes start yet.
Nice, very nice, very nice. All right, anything to close with, sir?
I don't know. We're going to the moon.
Good closing. All right, thanks everybody. And if you didn't hear what I said the last 5 minutes, invest in the ecosystem projects, play Cyberverse, list things on Mu Finance, put liquidity into Trade House, list stuff on Ergo Auction House, all that kind of stuff. Use the ecosystem. There are plenty of ways to use it without the fear of losing your project tokens, if that's your worry. Because I know a lot of Ergo people are just, let's hold it in our bags. It's so precious. We don't want to lose it. So do it. I have, as I say, I have about 50 loose ergs right now. Everything else is tied up in ecosystem projects. So do it.
Wow.
Don't be afraid. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll see you tomorrow for the community chat. It's on Zoom. Everybody's welcome. I'll post it on Twitter again. Just come in, chat. Kushti will be there. Joe might be there no, Joe might not. Joe's not going to be there. But we're getting devs. He announced in the dev chat. MGpai, you're going to try to be there too. And I'm
Oh,
trying
yes,
to
the
get
chat tomorrow. Yeah.
chat tomorrow. It's 3 a.m. for Dan, but maybe we can get him there with the enticement that somebody's going to yell at him. Dan likes punishment. So we'll see. Come tomorrow. I think, what is it, 4 p.m. UTC? What was it? And check our Twitter. You'll see the link there. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your week.
Bye, guys.